Oh, I'm
Not
sorry.
yet. I want to introduce the show. Then, okay.
Okay.
I just now hit it on. So give me 1 second. Welcome to Educators with Oil. I am your hostess, Ronnette Branham, here to provide biblical strategies for effective teaching. Today, we have special guests today that I am so excited to get into the topic with. We're going to be talking about unlocking our true purpose. Um, in this panel discussion, understanding our authentic self. That is an exciting topic, something I've been talking about for the past 2 weeks, and something that I'm learning about myself. You know how it digs into my character and learning about myself. So I have right now, and I have three guests. One more will be joining us in a minute. And first, we have Six Figure Cisco.
Hey,
All
what's up,
right.
y'all? How you doing, Miss Ronnette? Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Um, so my name is Francisco Dean. For those of y'all that don't know me, I go by Six Figure Cisco in some communities, and the name of my business is ProSnap Booth. ProSnap Booth is a photo booth rental business, and I help businesses and event professionals boost their brand visibility and foster meaningful interactions by providing an engaging photo booth experience tailored to their event needs. So I love working with moms, brides, event planners, you name it, to just create that fun and engaging photo experience at their event.
Thank you. I'm glad you're here.
Thanks.
Next person, I think somebody got lost. Adolphus. How are you, Adolphus?
I'm good. I'm good. Can I turn sideways? Can I do it this way? I want to be the. I want to be like Cisco, and I want to be. I want to fill the frame up. Glad to
Always.
be here. Long ways, long ways. Yeah, my name is Adolphus Maples from Richmond, Virginia. I go by the moniker of Danjamowf. I do a lot of different things inside the morning meetup. I'm trying to stay focused on one business. That is the wedding entertainment business, the Masters of the Ceremony, where we have wedding entertainment just like Cisco. I want to be like that guy, man. Got photo booths and DJs and all sorts of things that we use as accessories to the wedding. But I'm also in the media space doing marketing, branding, graphic design, photography, and videography. And for the basis of this discussion, I've also been a teacher. So I can jump in on all of those things. So thank you for having me and allowing me to add my perspective. And if you think I'm going to drop my XYZ statement off the top of the head, it's not happening today.
I read mine
Maybe.
off, so
You can read it.
you can read it.
Yo, I can't even read it. I'm not even sitting down on the computer right now. So
Oh,
I'm doing it.
okay.
I'm giving you the best I got in this moment.
Well, you summed it up anyway, so I appreciate it.
No
And
doubt.
Amanda, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I can't hear you,
Your
Amanda.
volume is low. Your
Y'all
volume is
can't hear me?
Yeah, your
No, I
volume.
can't hear you.
Can you hear
I
me
know
now?
yesterday you no when you got louder, you did something yesterday. I don't know what that was.
You know what? Hold on. I'm about to put my mic in. I don't know. Not yesterday. I got louder.
I don't. Do you know what you
All
did?
right. How about now?
There
That's
you are. Perfect.
Yeah, I put my mic on. Hi, y'all. So my name is Amanda Illery, aka Lunar Vibes. I teach entrepreneurs and creatives how to grow and scale their business through self-awareness and through brand awareness, and also through customized merchandise. Um, I I'm in this because I teach people every single day. I teach from children to adults to actually believe in themselves, start drawing out what they want to do or what they think they want to do. Put it in an image, put it on paper, and then bring it to life. So that's why I'm sitting in this
Thank you again, everybody, for joining.
grow
Tramika is trying to
foundation.
join. I don't know what's happening here, but thank you, Zenaida. I see Zenaida put a note. So I just want to get into it. I've been trying to mm, uh what should I say? Master. I'm trying to master my space, take up my space. But that requires me to know exactly who I am, and to work on that. I know Amanda, me and Amanda, we go to this mindset coaching on Saturday, and that has helped me so much, just learning who I am and walking in that. And so I just want to know, so from you, like, just touch on a few things that have we'll let you go around and we'll discuss and see what we have in common and what we don't. Like, what has helped you to be who you are? Because I can't call Amanda and she doesn't help me. You know, she is that. She's taking up her space for real. She's not even pretending. She is taking up her space. Whatever you call her, I promise you're gonna get some help. You probably won't even be looking for the help that she gives, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, I got that. So she showed me something yesterday. She was testing out this, and she showed me how I can go mobile with this instead of being stationary. So that's just, she takes up her space. So I don't know if you want to go first, Amanda. Ladies first, could we do that? Just to talk about, how you're able to take up, your space and be you. And did that affect, or was knowing your purpose this the deciding factor of knowing who you are, or was it the other way around? How does that work with you? Because you wrote a book now that's coming out. All that is just amazing to me.
It was my journey. You can hear me, right? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Okay, so it was more of my journey. Someone told me I was being super selfish without sharing what I'm going through with the world. So I wrote it in a book because I was like, well, these are the steps I took and this could help other people. I've been helping people all my life. My dad got sick when I was 10 years old. He was diagnosed with dementia, and then he had Alzheimer's. So from 10 growing up, all I did was help. All I did was serve. So I was able to take that and make money. And I know I got cut off. I even said that I started a nonprofit. I literally did all the paperwork and got all the paperwork back from November of 2023. So when I say I'm here to serve and help, I'm really here to serve and help and move forward.
Okay, and I see it. I mean, knowing who you are and being of service, that I think that's what we all have in common, is that serving part. We all have that service that we know we have to do, but we still have to figure out what that is and how that affects our purpose, our who we are inside. When we're sitting still, as I keep saying it, we're sitting still, that person who's right there when you're sitting still. So I can appreciate that serving. How you doing, Tramika? Thanks for joining.
Yes,
I appreciate it.
hello everyone. How everyone's
Hi.
doing? I was having a little technical difficulties, but we got it together.
No problem. I was we were just discussing, went around, said who we were, and we were discussing. Amanda just talked about how she became, how she is who she is being right now. That's my words, because she has been serving ever since she can remember. She knows at about 10 years old. So I'm gonna let Cisco go, and then Adolphus. I don't know how much time he has. We want to let him chime in, and then we'll get back around to you. Um,
I'm
okay,
good.
nah, Adolphus, Cisco.
Yeah. Um. So actually, for me, this area is new to me. This really has nothing to do with what I do and what my purpose is, or what I believe my purpose is. And it came to me through the journey, just like Amanda said. Um, but it required me to look back over my journey and look for the evidence. And when I identified the evidence of who I was based on my journey, it allowed me to have greater clarity of who I am, who I'm being, and who I've always been. and who I will become. It's kind of, just at the very basic level, I was able to identify based on who I was already being. Um, I know you're familiar with the concept we do have. The way that I understand it, or that it was explained to me, is who must I be and what must I do in order to have the things that I want to have. So first off,
Uh,
be, do, and have. Once I, put that together, I have so much clarity. I have so much clarity. So we can get into more details and once we get into discussion, but um, looking for the evidence. That's my answer.
Oh, I love that. I know I heard that before, and
Mm-hmm.
it is who mine is. Who do I want to be when I get where I want to be? So it's the same thing, but it's just worded differently. But yes, it is about who you are more than what you do, because what you do is based off who you are. So I can appreciate that. Uh, Adolphus, do you have like a journey story, or is it I just sat down and I'm like, this is who I need to find out who I am or what my purpose is? How did that come about for you working in this your industry? And you say you're a teacher. All that is like you have to know who you are to be versatile like that.
Hmm. Most notably, I think about I had to do an exercise once. Like they have this disc assessment, and there was a part of the disc assessment where they asked you to write down the most important moments in your life to see who was the most influential people in your life. And in that process, I kind of went through to see like which things caused those moments. And first of all, hip hop was high on that for me as a whole genre. That's like how did I get to being who I was? Because the first thing that I did was become a lover of hip hop. And as an artist and a writer, that writing enabled me to really articulate who I was. So I always excelled in English and written topics because I was always expressing myself. I was always writing. So that was one of the things that really made me one of the things that I am today. But also throughout the journey, the mentors that I came in contact with, the teachers and the professors, and the impact that they had on me helped define who I am and the things that were became important to me. Those things that resonated with me. Also, pleasure fraternity, Omega Psi Phi, and in that process, define my character as to who I wanted to be or who I became. So now in this space, I bring all of those things to the table in music, starting a rap label originally back in the mid 90s, back in the day. But that process enabled me to use all of these different talents because back then you had to do your own covers, you had to do your own music, did our own websites. So in doing all of that, I was able to lay the foundation for what I would use to be able to get paid off of in the future. So that is music production, anything that was really creative. So I'm definitely one of the people that's in tune with who I am and what my limitations are. I have ADHD, so I know I'm gonna jump around. I know it's hard for me to stay focused, but that's just one of those things that artists have that enables us to be able to fill that blank sheet of paper too. And that's a unique talent that we have. But our brain's going to be jumping around. So I do know that the limitations that I have because of those things and the strengths that I have, just try to stay focused and make sure that I can use those strengths and try to work on the weaknesses and keep them in check. So that's my story.
I can appreciate that when you said about the ADHD. How did that, because I'm a teacher, that popped out. One of my students, his parent came to me and said, "Well, he can't focus. He has a hard time focusing. He can't sit still for long." And I said, because I'm on the live book read. I used to be a preschool teacher. I'm like, so is that a problem for you? And she said, yes. Why is that a problem for you that he can't focus? Like he can focus because he focuses on what he wants. He can focus. He is able, but why is that a problem? She looked at me like I was crazy, and I'm thinking about what's the Tesla guy? I'm thinking about him. He has a form of autism. Like you're saying, this is a problem. The geniuses, they have issues with that. So I didn't get it, except that she was told he needs to sit still, for a long period of time. So I appreciate it. Because I was a preschool teacher, I have adjusted to not being able to sit longer than 20 minutes. So if you say I can't sit still, I can't sit still. So what are you talking about? I'm pretty bright. So I could appreciate that. That's genius to me. So that's how I feel. Tramika, how are you? We're gonna have a little discussion. I'm gonna let you share. Tell us who you are, because tell us who you are and what qualifies you to know who you are and your purpose. How does that work?
Yes. Well, first and foremost, thank you so much, Miss Ronnette, for allowing me to be on this platform tonight and really just to get to share my journey and who I am and what I do. And I just love the story that Adolphus, just told. For as ADHD, is nothing wrong with that at all. Just keeping busy, understanding, what makes you tick, what you don't like, what you do like. And that's all connected to, finding your purpose and your why and just knowing yourself first and foremost. But my name is Tramika. I am your life insurance specialist, one half of High Life Property Solutions, which is here in Jacksonville, Florida. And we pretty much help investors and business owners protect their assets through life insurance and different retirement strategies, through investments as well, real estate investments. So I'm super excited to be on this platform tonight. This is a very interesting topic. And what was the specific question? Because I want to make sure that I answer the question and not be like all over the place.
Yeah, there we go. That's us. So let me fix this really quick. Um, so the topic is understanding your authentic self, unlocking your purpose. How there are many questions involved in that, like what is your expertise or your experience discovering yourself? What caused you to look and to see this is who I am, this is what I should be doing, or this is who I should be, because we have people telling us our parents were teachers and we want to be a teacher because our parents, we want to be a teacher because we get summers off, we want to be a doctor because that's what our parents told us. So is that who you are inside? Are you here to serve that? And why do how did you come about knowing this is what I want to be? This is who I want to be. This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And is that your purpose? Or is that just a side,
Yes. So, finding your purpose, I'm still on my journey. Every single day, I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to my purpose. I feel as though I am on the right track. And I intentionally put myself in great environments, to learn more. And this is what allows me to, get closer to my purpose. But far as the financial service industry, I intentionally put myself in environments and got exposed to something that really moved me. And whenever it comes to finding your purpose, you have to be in your why. It's an emotion that's attached to it. It's also getting connected with the Most High, because He's going to guide you. He's going to give you clarity. He's going to give you peace. He's going to put the right people and the right resources in front of you and allow you to know that you are going down the right path. It's something that we all have that's called the intuition. And I believe that that's God speaking to us in a spiritual way. So, our intuition allow us to know when something is right and when something is not right. And I feel as though, like I say, I'm moving closer and closer to my purpose every single day. But far as the financial service industry, just seeing, GoFundMe's all the time and people not being able to have the proper barrier for their family, not understanding investments, not understanding how retirement work, not understanding how they can actually utilize their life insurance. These are the things that I feel is so essential. And once you learn these things, it actually brings you closer to your why. It brings you closer to your why, understanding, how finances work, understanding that I want to protect my legacy, understanding that, I want my family to be good whenever I'm here and when I'm gone. So just these different outlets and just serving, I feel as though your purpose, everyone's purpose, in a sense, and why is to serve, or either, to make some sort of impact, to leave behind history, whether you want to be historical and after you're gone decades and decades, they're still talking about you. You're still, lingering around. It's this movie called Coco. And it's like a kids movie. And I really love this movie because it moves you, and it makes you think in a different way, in regards to, I want my legacy to live on. I want my name to be mentioned multiple times, over and over and over. And that's called leaving an impact. So I hope I'm not talking too much, but that's
You're good because you tapped into. I don't know. I'm believing everybody else heard some of the things you tapped into. That intrinsic motivation. I mean, because you said you call it intuition, we call it intuition. I call it God. You call it God. That is that part of us that is searching for who we are, and that's how I take it. And I take that, like, what bothers me is, or what is, I feel is like a issue, a world issue, or a personal issue that drives me. So, like, Adolphus said, he did a disc assessment. I did something else when the group I was in, and it shows that I'm driven by purpose. Like, we had to delete some things, some people, and some things that we wanted, and I ended up, my purpose is what is driving me. So if we can just discuss, like, how do you feel about that? Is that something that's driving you? And you can chime in and say, is that something, or are you driven by just a need you saw, or are you driven, by knowing who you are? So that's something Cisco and Amanda and Adolphus, I think he's still here. So anyone can just chime in and see, is
I'm
that
here.
something that's, are you driven by something?
So I'm driven by people. Like, I teach kids every day, but then I also teach adults, and the changes that I see once I'm done with them, even my clients, um once I see when I do what I do, and they are able to go ahead and make a business, or even just go ahead and change something in their life, um just their accomplishments, because I was able to say something, makes me driven. It actually motivates me to keep doing more, and I love that. Being able to help make a moment in someone's life that they want to keep for the rest of their life and probably share with other people motivates me. So just to even from a 5-year-old, them saying it, I've watched 5-year-olds go into high school, and I'm not that old, but still, it's just
Mhm.
like to see that, from a kindergartner who's now in high school, to even say, "Oh, Miss Amanda, um, did you know I continued going to school because you put out the best in me? You sat down and you said, don't stop, keep going." And you said, hey, I said, I wanted to do something. And you said, okay, how are we going to, let's draw out something that represent that. Let's get some colors to represent that. Let's put some stuff together to represent that. And for them to now be in high school and say, Miss Amanda, I started making money off of what you told me what to do. That's a motivation right there. That
It
that
is.
right there keeps me going. So
That's your
that keeps me going. Come on,
that's your
y'all.
that's your purpose.
Yeah, helping. I mean, serving. It's all service. Like, it's all service. That is what is, like, really the driving force, even though it's a particular service. It's a driving force. Uh, Anybody else?
Well, yeah, I agree when it comes to your purpose is for others. right? Your purpose is how you serve. And for me, I believe my purpose is to bring joy and happiness to others. And I do that with my photo booth. Anytime I set up my photo booth, people are guaranteed to have fun. And it took me a while to realize that. I just thought I was just trying to do something to make money when I first started my business. That's really what it was. And just a little backstory for me, I went to school to be an engineer, and I realized very quickly that that wasn't my purpose. Like, I was working as an engineer, and I was miserable every day. Every day I went to work, I dreaded getting up to go to work. When I started my business, it was to make money on the side, but I ended up getting fired from my job, and I took a risk on myself and went full time into entrepreneurship. And that has been the toughest self development journey that I could have gone on, because I really had to figure out who I was and how I'm going to make this thing work for myself and my wife. And it hasn't been till just recently, like literally last month, when I figured out my purpose and my why. So I'd been doing it this whole time, not really understanding what my purpose was, but I kept doing it and I was consistent. When I look back, I realized that I had done over 600 events. And out of all those events, I've only missed one. And it was like, I just made a slight, mistake on it. And I missed that one event and it tore me up. And I can look back and say, the whole time I thought that I was disorganized and I was, you know, not good enough in all of this. And I've accomplished every goal that I've set for myself. So now I know what I'm doing is who I'm supposed to be. That's just for me very clear that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And I was worried about not knowing who I was going to be. And when I was able to release that and realize that I am being the person that I need to be in order to achieve the things that I want to achieve, because I've already been doing it.
I could appreciate that. Yeah, because we think some things that are little, we think
Mhm.
this is little. They need pictures. They want pictures so I can make some money. But yeah,
It's
are
bigger. Yeah, it's bigger than that.
it is absolutely.
My clients always, my clients always rave about my service. They refer me. All this time that I've been in business, I've been a majority word of mouth and referral. So I grew my business off of that. If you look on my Google page, I have like over 50 or 60 reviews, all 5 stars.
Hmm.
And that's just a testament to the how much I care about my clients and them having a great experience working with me. That's where I put my heart into. That's where I get my satisfaction. That's what makes me feel good, is how I can serve my clients. And when I see them having fun in the booth, that's just takes it over the top.
I know. I seen them. I seen photo booths different places. Adolphus, do you have a photo booth as well? Or
Yeah, I do have photo booths as well. I don't think I'm gonna list them as my purpose in life. um, I'm older, so some of the things I realize is that your purpose and your why is going to change over years, especially when you get married, you start to have kids, and the
Mhm.
foundation of those things do shift. Now, living in your purpose, I feel it's a cosmic concept, which is kind of elusive. In that, am I living in my purpose at different times when somebody's trying to find themselves? Somebody could be trying to find themselves, man, their whole entire life. I do know that my purpose is rooted in creativity, but does that mean that my purpose was to be an artist?
oh, you froze. Did everybody didn't freeze, right?
He just froze.
Yeah.
He was getting on something good though. He was
I
definitely.
know, right?
All right, so what did I'm back? Am I
Yeah, you
Yes,
bet.
you're back. Your picture is still frozen.
I apologize.
No problem.
My purpose tonight is to make sure I'm at my son's game too. All right, so can you got me?
Yes, absolutely.
Am I back? Okay, yeah. So
Yes, you are.
living in your, I do contemplate whether or not I'm living in my purpose at this moment by not doing music because music is something that does not, it does not, it's a legacy behind what you leave here after you're gone. So what are people going to know you for? Are they going to know me for the entertainment company? Am I going to go down in history as somebody who had an entertainment company? But there's far more things that I feel like artistically that an artist can contribute to be living in their purpose to make sure that they keep creating the art. So for me personally, I still contemplate whether or not I'm living in my purpose, even though we create magical events, even though everything that I contribute to by taking my creativity to it is a manifestation of my purpose.
Mhm.
But still contemplate at times whether or not what I'm doing for money or what I'm doing on a daily basis, what I'm focused on is a part of my purpose in life. So that's what I feel.
When you say that, I was I don't know if what it brought to mind was I always say you are who you are, no matter where you are. You are like I don't care if you're in New York, New Jersey, or if you're in your house or outside. You still who you are. So does anybody believe that it doesn't matter what you do? I mean, to a certain extent, what you do, but who you are more so is what matters. I am that person who's bringing joy to somebody. I am that person who can comfort somebody or give right words to no matter where I am. I'm a teacher, but I talk to teachers and students and administration. All those people, no matter where I go, I'm the same person. No matter who I'm talking to, I'm the same person. If you're 60, so do you think that it matters the physical that you're doing? To be walking in your purpose, or do you have to be like Adolphus said, he doesn't know if music is his purpose or not music, but the photo booth is your purpose, but you still are you who you are. So how does that affect you or anybody?
You're asking me?
Anybody.
I'll chime in just
Okay.
quickly.
Go ahead.
I'll say it doesn't matter what you do because if you listen to my purpose, I said my purpose is to bring joy and happiness. That's my purpose. I do it with the photo booth, but there's other ways that it can be done. Um, I feel like I'm committed to the photo booth because I feel like if I can grow the photo booth, it can only increase the amount of people that I can reach. So I agree it doesn't matter what you do, but you have to be committed to whatever it is that you choose to do.
Mhm.
You got to be committed to it. But yeah, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, Adolphus actually hit on a great point. And I love what you said that your why and your purpose, they evolve over time, because once you do achieve those goals, then now you have another why. Now you get, emotionally motivated to, accomplish something else because the more that you level up, your why has to, match that. You have to be aiming for that why, but also enjoying life because I mean, life is just beautiful. Life is gorgeous. Learning yourself in order for you, you have to become who you are by learning who you are. So the most difficult thing in life is to really know yourself,
Mhm.
and the reason that it's difficult is because sometimes, well, as us as humans, we're inconsistent, we're not disciplined, our willpower is just not as strong. These are the things, that we have to work on. So I feel as though as you continue to just live this life and go through this journey, you get excited about a lot of the things that you're doing in your life that's exciting, that moves other people, that bring impact in the world, that bring change. you know,
Yep.
it's just a part of, living life. So like Adolphus said, your purpose, your why, it changed. And
Yep.
so that's, kind of how I feel about it, because I love life and I live life to the fullest. I am high on life, love, impact, and energy. So yes, that's kind of how I feel about
That's true. Yep. I've also realized it is the people that you keep around you as well. Like I just told my friends yesterday, I was like, wow, I realized I have a really small circle. I had the same attitude since I was 5 years old.
it.
I've been who I am. I speak my mind just like a child. And the people that I keep around me don't pull me down. They help me. They help encourage me, because all that negativity, if you surround yourself with negativity, you're going to be the next negative person. If you surround yourself with people who are miserable, you'll be miserable too. You'll never see the greatness in life. So if you are able to be around people who actually accept you for being yourself, you could make it.
Absolutely. I know it's the teaching that we get, the information that we take in, the people who we are around, you know, you're going to constantly evolve. You need to constantly learn. I mean, there's not a day that goes by that I'm not reading something or from something from somebody, or listening to some speaker, whether it's a preacher, and those preachers, those are getting smaller, who I want to listen to, or who I want to feed me. And the people I talk to, that is getting, you used to have friends when you were younger. You used to have friends. You could find anybody to go out with. Now it's like, no, I'd rather be reading, or I'd rather be working on this. So yeah, the whole atmosphere, it dictates uh your direction, because you can know your purpose and you keep going the wrong direction by being around the wrong, and I say the wrong, somebody who's not going the same direction as you, or we're opposites, and it doesn't seem to work for me. So yeah, I man, I can appreciate this.
Yeah,
um
and I also would like to add, you're going in the right direction when people start calling you crazy. All right. When people like, girl, you crazy for thinking that or doing that, or why. They're always asking you why, but they never want to actually contribute. Those are the people that you're gonna outgrow. And then later on, whenever they see you at a certain level, they're gonna come back around and they're gonna say, hey, can you help me? And that's when you say, yes, of course, at this fee. And then you offer them, your but these are the things that's you have to watch out for. Like Amanda said, your environment is everything. And how I started to really connect with myself and to know myself more is I was at a low point in my life a few years back, and I didn't know exactly what direction I wanted to go. And I believe that everything happens for a reason. The Most High God, He puts you in situation and put people in your life for a reason. So they're in your life for a reason, for a season, and I start, searching different things in regards to how to be successful. This is when I didn't know anything about entrepreneurship at all. How do I be successful? I searched it in YouTube and I end up finding my first mentor. All right. If you guys know him, his name is Ty Lopez. And I end up getting one of his course. And when I tell you that shift my mindset completely and really opened me up to a whole new world. And that was, just a start of me really getting to, know that I am here for a reason. It's not just to work every day, 9 to 5, go to work, same routine, go to sleep, and then retire, when I'm 70 years old. That's not the plan. And so I found that out quickly, and I thank God for it, because in that moment, He put people around me that end up introducing me to the industry that I'm in. And now, they know where to be found. So everything do happens for a reason, and you just have to, listen impeccably, to the Most High. You got to sit in silence, and you have to, talk to yourself, get to know yourself a little bit more, get to know yourself. What makes you tick? Like Adolphus was saying earlier, what makes you tick? What makes you happy? What pisses you off? What's your pet peeves? And then start to really control those things, and see how you can, deal with it and find a solution.
So what advice would you give anybody? What advice would you give for somebody? I'd rather say somebody like my grandson. He's 21. He's just getting out. He's almost finished school. What advice would you give him for direction, like finding himself? Because he's been wanting to be a mechanic for years. Me, because it's not me. I'm like, why you want to be a mechanic, right? I don't know the money you can make. I don't know that's what you want to do, how much it's in your heart. But how does someone young start out? It took me till today, today's years old, when I know this is who I am. This is what I should be doing, and it doesn't even matter if somebody agrees with me or not. My daughter asked me the other day, so are you getting out of this? What is this podcast all about? It's been a year and a half. She's asking me last week, so what is this all about? What do you mean? I've been doing this. And she's like, well, I said I have to record because I used to just record. And she's like, well, she has stuff for me to do. And I'm like, no, I had to record. And it's like a nuisance to her. So what do you tell somebody, to get there sooner, to get there, learn themselves sooner, find their purpose, find who they are? How do you direct somebody to that? What advice would you offer somebody?
Well, it's going to take a lot of work, but the first thing that comes to mind, because I feel, and this is not, some people may think that it's cliche, but it's so true, and it's so imperative, and it's very essential. You have to go within, start there first. Connect with yourself there, connect with God, because he's truly going to guide you on your path. He's going to guide you. He's going to direct you. He's going to give you clarity. He's going to give you insight. He's going to put people in your path that needs to be in your path. And he's going to enlighten you, tell you when someone is not right. You're going to have that gut feeling. And so I say first, get connected. And I mean, meditation is like, it worked miracles for me. I meditate every morning. I get up at 4 p.m. and I make sure that I have that time with myself. I pray and I ask for clarity. I ask for direction, peace. So I would first start there. That's what I'll tell them, because if they're 20 years old, they may not necessarily know exactly what that mean at first, but eventually it's going to catch up with them, and they're going to say, okay, I remember Miss True told me that I need to find peace within myself. I need to connect with the Most High, because that's where I'm going to get clarity from. And so, that's always going to stick.
Adolphus, I know you have to leave soon. What would you say to? It doesn't have to be my grandson. He's 21. Anybody's son, anybody's daughter.
I have a son that's 21, and I have a son that's 20. So I don't have to think about what I have to tell him, because I know what I'll tell him. But it doesn't mean it's going to resonate, because I feel like it's a cosmic concept, and I always like try to figure out, well, what's the way that I can say something to somebody that will speak to them, because knowing yourself, looking within, it's not an actionable item for a kid who's saying, well, what is it you want to do? Well, what is it that you do? What is it that's something that you spend your most amount of time on that you don't feel like you're working at? My son draws. He's an artist. So part of it is trying to see how he can get a career out of something that he loves to do all the time and nobody's telling him to do. So I approached it from a standpoint of him storyboarding, because I was doing video work and he draws all the time. Now I'm putting him in a storyboard class, just like with anything. At some point, you got to level up. At some point, it gets to, even if you love music, You go to school for music and find out how much you love music after you go to school for it. Then they're gonna be like, hey man, I play by ear, because you gotta learn theory. And in order to level up in most of those places, you really gotta love something that you love doing all the time and you want to get paid for it. So centering himself in something that he does all the time, that if he's working on it and was getting paid to do it and researching a career, I think that my advice has been to look in reverse order, which is look for the career and then see how you can reverse engineer it as a young guy. Because if you find something that's paying the money or something that has a career in it, and then getting around the people that do it, it's the who, not the how. So even beyond education, used to be telling kids to go to college. My parents would tell me, finish high school, go to college, and that's what I did. Just follow this path along. Nowadays, there's too much information out here and too much ability to learn things. So you don't have to go to college, but you do have to learn, and you do have to master something, and be good at something. So I don't know that I answered the question. I don't know that I could
Yeah.
tell you a 21-year-old, because the answer is right. It is within you, but I don't know how to get someone to trust that feeling, which is, for me, I could tell you what it was for me, because I was writing all the time. And yeah, I was wanting to be a rapper. And for my parents, that was not a career path. But there was a point where I did. I was signed to Missy Elliott in 1999. So there's the time that putting out our own music generated money. So from doing production for television, film, there's a lot of ways to make money creatively. Hold on.
Sounds like keep doing until that's what I said last week, where I had a pastor. She was praying for me, and she was like, whatever you find your hands to do it. Just do it. And I've been doing ever since. My hands, whatever I found to do, I was doing it. So I think it is that continually moving, continually searching, touching, putting your hands to something, and that you're going to find. I told my cousin last week, find somebody to serve, something to serve, somebody, and then you'll find what it is you should be doing. So like Cisco, you said you just figured it out. So what would you tell your old self that went to school? We spent money in college. I just now, how many years later, just got the government to give me my reparations. I finally got a free education after all these years. They paid that for every loan, but that wasn't a waste of money to teach, because I had it. You have to go to school to teach. But what would you offer somebody? What would you suggest?
Well, I agree with both Tramika and Adolphus. You definitely need to consult God first, and it's definitely going to be something that comes naturally and easy for you. Would I actually tell myself something? I'm having a hard time saying yes, because I understand that it's the journey that I went through that helped me to have such a strong conviction of what my purpose is. And if I changed anything about it, then that might change everything. But what I would say that did help me along the way was, um, I had a life coach. I had someone that I could talk to, and we talked frequently, like several times a week. And all the things that I was struggling with, all the self-limiting beliefs, all the doubts, all the everything, things that was holding me back, I was able to release it. I was able to talk about it. I was able to get really good advice on how to overcome these things. And that really, really helped me when my purpose was finally revealed to me. I realized all of that helped me to get them.
It does. without life experiences, we will be lost. Like without, you just can't say wake up today. Like, okay, what am I gonna do after you've been sleeping for a long time? You need those life experiences, and it is that coach. I remember I just keep throwing names. Darius Daniels. He says everybody needs a therapist, everybody needs a life coach, and everybody needs a mentor. And then I listened to how many times I listened to Myron, and he's saying uh, the Solomon model that he uses, and he said, do something well, whatever it is that you do, do it well and do it often. And when I got it, I maybe it's been 2 years prior to maybe during this podcast time. Prior to that, maybe I heard him before my MMU time, and just last week I was in a challenge, and I didn't hear him because that was for those people that pay extra. I didn't pay extra, and I got the notes, and I read what he said, and I heard him saying this over and over. I listened to his Wednesday morning Bible study. I listened to he's saying the same thing over and over. So I saw it in writing. I'm like, oh, that's all I have to do. Hone in on that skill and work it. That's all I have to do. Right. And then you're discovering who you are. So yeah, that life coach, I mean, that's a necessity. I believe. Maybe not. I don't know.
Helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Believe it.
And then all of you don't know. I say it all the time. I said it this morning, but the help that we offer each other, the help that we provide, not even offer, we actually provide it because it's there for the taking. That any help that we need, we have access to people speaking into our lives daily, and that has helped me move and do and not even worry about, just don't worry about the outcome. Worry about what am I doing. And so this is an awesome panel. I don't know what else to say except if we want to sum up, everybody can sum up.
The young one definitely is going to have to go through experiences. We can tell them, we can give them as much as advice as possible. It's for them to take action on it, but they have to also go through their own experience as well. And just like goodness gracious, I don't know exactly who quoted this, but we say it all the time, George and I. You learn something from everyone you meet, even if it's what not to do. And that's those experiences they're going to go through. Also, goodness, I was going to say something else as well. But yeah, I mean, I love what Cisco said. Oh yeah, mentorship. I'll give them books first and foremost. The Four Agreements is a nice, easy book for a young one to read. The Four Agreements. I love the Four Agreements. Don't take anything personal. Whenever you're on your journey, understand. How we say, standing on business, stand on business. Don't take anything personal, but at the same time, and also learn to forgive as well, because if you hold on to a lot of things, it's going to hold you back, especially things that are petty. We tend to hold on to petty things sometimes, and we got to release those things so that we can get to the next level. But I would definitely direct them to reading books. I love books. As you see, is books all behind me, in front of me, and these things, these books help me get closer to my goals, help me get closer to becoming who I am. I'm already who I am, but it's just making me a better, being. Yeah.
Being aware, self-aware. What's the book you named?
The Four Agreements. Goodness. Oh, right here.
Oh, at least you got it, guys. The Four Agreements.
Listen, if you go to Five Below, you get this for $5. Okay.
Who wrote that book?
This is by Don Miguel Ruiz. Don Miguel
Okay.
Ruiz, one of
I'm gonna
the
write
best books that was referred to me. Matter of fact, so I'm also a part of, I know that Morning Meetup has an amazing book club that is at 7 a.m. I do my best to make it. I'm going to start, being more consistent with it as well. I also have a book club that's at noon, and one of our book club members referred this book to us, and we actually read this book. And when I tell you I learned so much, don't assume, ask questions, because what we grew up on, you make a out of yourself.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
you
But
know,
that book is a really great book. I didn't even that was like the third book I read in Believing in Yourself. I actually started off with a book called Mindful Meditations. And it takes you through over 300 steps on meditating when literally mindfully. So just inhaling, you take 5 minutes to acknowledge that you can inhale. And then you take another 5 minutes to feel your breath in your throat. And then you take another 5 minutes to feel the cloth in your body on your body, how it feels against your body as you're breathing. So just like she said, that books are great. But I would like to add on to what she said, as in gratitude, as in not just forgiveness for others, but forgiveness for self. Giving yourself permission to move forward every day, giving yourself permission to do things. Um, Also, as well as journaling, reflecting, like Adolphus says, he says storyboard, but we say vision board, visualizing where you would like to be in the future, like we all do. um Goal setting and taking the steps to go through your goals. Like, if you didn't meet this goal today, what didn't you do today? How can you do it tomorrow? And if you can't, not that you can't, don't say I can't. Doing I call it switch your word list. Literally stop saying I can't. Say, okay, what are the different ways I'm able to do it? Like, how can I afford something instead of I can't afford it? Switching the your vocabulary is really strong. Um, and like everybody else said, you still have to go through your journey. But for me, my friends gave me a prayer journal, and the belief was real. Once I started writing down my prayers, that's what really like pushed my journey forward. Once I started writing my prayers and I went back and I read them, and then I acknowledged that everything I've ever asked for actually came true.
Mhm.
It's just not in the way that I wanted it. And just like Miss True said, I listen to Disney movies all the time, because I believe that adult wrote that for adults, but kids enjoy it. So honestly, in Aladdin, the genie said, "Be careful what you wish for, because there's gray areas." So you need to be very specific in what you ask for. You have to be very detailed. Of course, we don't know everything, but understanding that, say, if I want $1 million, and like the commercial, they used to have a guy who actually said, "I wish I had $1 million," and then he had a million deers in front of his
I did,
yard
yeah, I remember that.
instead of having $1 million in his pocket. Like, when you journal, you go back and you look at what you say and you say it out loud and you read it. Like, just having that belief can take him so far. And sticking to what he says and not what everybody else think is good for you. Because you have to really deep down say, you know what, even if it's a mistake, you stick through it, and then you realize, all right, I'm making a mistake. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna fix it and I'm gonna do what I gotta do and keep on moving forward. Because Cisco could have said, you know what, I'm gonna stick to being an engineer because
Mhm.
that's what other people said, instead of saying, you know what, I like doing photo booths. Like, because I have a photo booth, I like using it too. Like, and it's the memories, like it's just, it's just, and then always exploring, always getting up and trying something new. Like, I did insurance, I didn't like it, and she loves it. She's making a whole change, like just trying new things open up your mind. It opens up your mind. So just being an explorer, and not and just don't take nothing for granted. These are things that I feel like anybody at any age should try or actually just do. That's my opinion.
It's a good opinion too, and you have facts in there. How about you, Cisco? What would you offer? I know we all have some books we could tell orphans.
The one book that comes to mind, we read it in the MMU and the live book read. And the first time we read it, I didn't understand it. I actually didn't really like it. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. I was like, what is this book? This is boring. And as soon as I figured out my purpose, like that was the only book that I could think about. Like now I get it. Now I get it. Now I get it. And I understand. I was confused why people loved it. I was like, why do people love this book?
Me too.
Nothing really special about it. But now I see it. And it's not even about the book. It's like because I can see myself better. I can even see myself better than I could before. So yeah, that's the book I would recommend.
Yeah, I'm like you. When we started reading that book, I was like, they had rave reviews about this.
Mm,
Okay, maybe it's gonna come. Maybe I want to get it. I know listening to the takeaways that helps me to think more and open my eyes. Okay, well, I didn't look at it like that. So maybe let me listen to it again, or I'll go back and read that part. So yeah, that journey that he had,
yeah,
that was something to find what he the treasure that he's looking for. I get it. And
the
for
treasure.
me, my real I've been I knew I was a teacher no matter where I went, no matter where I go. I've been a teacher. Like I just been a teacher. That's just how I am. You could ask me about a pen, I'll tell you why this pen is better than that pen, or this color is better than that color. Any just silly stuff. These cups, whatever. So I know, but my journey now is because I want to live uh in the kingdom, in the kingdom of God. Like I keep hearing that. Like, so something I'm doing wrong because I'm a Christian, but I'm not benefiting from the kingdom. Something I'm doing wrong. So as I dug in deeper, I start awakening. And it's like an awesome like epiphany. Like, really, you are who God says you are. Be that. Like you're walking around trying to be a teacher, you a grandmother, a mom, a sister. Be who you are. I learned too, when you're sitting alone, that person right there is you. And that's in a state of joy. Like you could be depressed if you want, but if you have to think about something to be depressed. But if you're thinking about nothing and you're sitting with yourself, I promise you it's a state of joy right there. And then it's like, that's who you are right there. So it's like, okay, now let's move from here. So that's where I am. That brought me here to this subject to let's work on us, see who we are meant to be. Let all these teachers I talk to all the time, we have teachers who are teaching and who they don't even like their jobs. Why are you there? You are affecting somebody's a little person.
Mm,
Why are you there? People like their jobs because they want to get paid, but they don't like their job. They hate going in the classroom. Why are you there? What's your purpose? You're here to educate. Let's educate. So that is me. So I know it's already after 7 o'clock, and I know each one of us could keep on going. So again, I thank you. I appreciate that you came to discuss this topic. I want everybody to like, share, and subscribe. Again, really fast. Tell us where we can find you. Where we can find you, Cisco.
So yes, you can find me on IG. My business is at ProSnapBooth. That's PROSNAPBOOTH. And my website is www.prosnapbooth.com. You can go there to check out all of our offerings, all of our photo booths, and if you're ready to book, we can book through that website as well.
Amanda, where can we find you?
My Instagram is a.m.illery, Illery. My website, it's going live, so it's amandaillery.com. Right now it says coming soon, but it will be live by the end of this week. But again, a.m.illery on Instagram. Or you could do
Okay.
Facebook for Amanda Illery as well.
Okay, Tramika.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram _Queen of Truth and that's Truth TRUTH, Queen of Truth. And if you do not have insurance, make sure that you do get with me. Free consultation, protect your family. No GoFundMe needed. Okay, it's more expensive not to have life insurance than it is to have life insurance.
Absolutely. Adolphus. Hi, where
Hey,
can we find you? Where can we find you?
you
We're about
you
to
find me at
log
the
off.
gym right now. You find me in my
You
son's basketball game right now. Uh, yeah, you can find me on themastersoftheceremony.com or the Masters of the Ceremony on Instagram and on Danjamowf, DANJAMOWF. That's the page for me personally. There you go.
Thank you. I appreciate you all. Again, this is Ronnette Branham with Educators with Oil podcast, where we provide biblical strategies for effective teaching. And thank you all and have a blessed night.
Thank you.